Well, after a week of nice weather, like warm but muggy, my first day off, and it's raining. It doesn't stop me from continuing building. It just makes it a little bit more complicated because a lot of this stuff I moved outside and on my bikes, that's fine. But that cardboard and a few other things might be complicated. So figure out what I'm going to do with all that, then get back at the camper. You'll be glad to know that today's going to be the last front curve installation. I'm thinking about overlapping the top one about 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches, just to add a little bit more stability to it. Got to put some more uprights in, but that'll be after. And probably start working on the kitchen counter area as well. I picked up some decking boards, 5/4 spruce decking boards, which I'm going to rip outside when it stops raining to use for interior framing because it's not structural. And I went to our local restore and picked up this piece of aluminum square stock. Well, it's not quite square stock. It has a channel in it because I think I can use that somewhere in the build. Not quite sure yet. And I also picked up these two things. That's the French side and English. Okay, RV scissor jacks. I'm looking at possibly using those to lift the camper into the trailer, but that's something for another day. When I was running around yesterday, I dropped into a place here locally they sell a lot of different type of fasteners and screws. I wanted to figure out what could I use to attach the ACM to the wooden frame. It had to be, you know, non-rusting and not reactive galvanic response, because, you know, some metals react with other metals. And they said a stainless steel will work well. And I asked, this is a 1 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1/2 inch. Now 1/2 inch seemed a little short. 3/4, I might go with 1 inch maybe. And I can also get washers with these with rubber backings on it, very similar to this roofing, a metal roofing, I guess, stud. Now this is galvanized. Now I can't remember if oh yeah, I think galvanized is okay with aluminum. I'd have to check, but zinc is not, so I have to keep that in mind. So and these, and the price, I think these are like 20 cents a piece. These are 9 cents with the washer 15. Yeah, so actually these are probably a little cheaper, but again, having this on the surface of this might look a little unsightly, but then again, I'm just looking at a very micro. In a 5x8 sheet, having, you know, a dozen of these may not be noticeable, but we'll see. I have to make a decision. And all this is regular stock for these guys, so it's not going to be a special order. These will probably be quicker. I just have to pilot screw, put a pilot hole. Anyway, not sure yet. I'm going to do a little bit more research, but like with this project, I'm building and I'm planning and thinking. So that's how things go. I think about things first, then I do a little bit of planning, then I work on it. And usually this part is I'm usually doing with my wife as well, to figure out what we're doing is the best that we can do. Anyway, time to get back to the build. The joys of having a small garage. You gotta move stuff around. One of these days, hopefully, maybe, I have a big garage, but anybody with a garage knows that you build it big enough, and then 6 months later, you want a bigger one. So this one has done me well. It's only, I think, 16 by 18. It's done me well for a good few years. Still wouldn't mind having a bigger one, because, like, you know, you gotta move stuff around to give yourself room to work, and then move that again Okay, so I think I'm pretty well set up here now. Only have the window open, the door open partial ways because of the rain coming in, and I got a small piece of ACM leaned up against the plywood there, so it won't get wet from the rain coming in. It's not super windy. Okay, I'm not going to terribly bore you with the last row up here, but I'm just going to notch that back to maybe right there, 4 or 6 inches. And install that on both sides. So I'll get that done and then show you what it looks like. Okay, so we've got the last row put on there on that side. I'm going to have to trim it down there, but that's okay. Now the other side, got an overlap as well. And going to have to trim it down there. So I promise the next time that you will see these curves, they'll be cleaned up with no clamps, and they'll probably look a lot better. Okay, so now let's do something else. Probably figure out the kitchen cupboards. Now, my wife came out. You may remember from the other video, earlier video, the kitchen cupboards were going to go from here all the ways down to here. But we were thinking about shortening them to right here and start right here, so that we could possibly put a full-size mattress here later. We have a mattress in there that we tried, and it fits. So there would be less cupboard space here, but there would be a ledge to lay stuff, because, you know, hey, if you're working in a workshop, you could never have you can never have enough horizontal spaces to lay things. To just like, look at my desk over there, it's a mess. Yeah, so, but the countertop would continue over to here with a hinge, or may come out to here with a hinge, so that she would have some extra countertop. But anyway, so I'm just going to clean this up a little, move some of those boards out of the way, and then go get her and see what she wants to do, so I can start building that. Well, when I put in a piece already, the base of, let's say, my wife's bunk, there was a rounded edge piece of board that I screwed to the floor, and that's going to be a storage area, so I kept the rounded edge out, so just in case we're putting things in, we won't hurt, you know, rub our hands on the square edge. Anyway, my wife seemed to like that. And so now that I'm working on the cupboards on the other side, she wanted a rounded edge as well. So I've got my router here and a little quarter round over bit. Plug this in now and do both edges of this one. And I might even, yeah, over there. Right here, that's the other piece. I might just run the router over the inside edge of that as well. Why not? Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do, and keep it all nice and roundy. Okay, I got two nice edges here, and I did the inside edge right here. Now I can only get in as far as that, couldn't get right to the corner, but that's fine. That's much smoother than it was before. Excellent. I like going over every corner inside with that, because it makes a nice round edge. Well, maybe I might with whatever's exposed later on. Yeah, but yeah, I'll keep that in my back pocket. Okay, on to building the cabinet. Well, I kind of lost my ability to my workstation to screw the pieces together because it's raining outside. So I'm going to have to do some I'm going to have to make do. So I figured that I'd put this in here so I can lay my pieces on so when I screw them, because I'm going to be, I just had a consult with the trailer engineer, my wife, and I know what I'm going to do for here for now, and I'm also going to maybe build the upper cabinet. So I just need a flat surface to screw stuff together, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to work around that. I'm going to be in there crawling around, but yeah, whatever. I'll just take measurements and go from there. Okay, yeah, so this is my workspace today. Let's have fun. Notice anything different? Yes. So do I. Sunshine. Rain is gone. So I'm going to move my plywood back outside and set my 2 stands up there so I can give myself a little bit better room. It's a bit awkward screwing stuff together on that. But yeah, so I got this mocked up so far. I'm going to be messing around. This is going to be a little tangly, but it is what it is. It's all building a camper. Cool. Okay, so we had a final consultation and we're not doing a change to the plan. So essentially, this is going to be the edge of the counter. There's going to be 3 doors along here. And right along here, I have to attach another piece because the countertop's going on top of there. Yeah, so I don't have enough of this decking board ripped to 1.5, so I'm going to have to rip some more of this stuff. Rip another board. That should be nice. Those are 12 feet. So that should be enough for me to build this cabinetry and have a little bit left over for some other stuff. Yeah, okay, so now break out the table saw again and rip some decking board so I can build our kitchen cabinets, or the frame of our kitchen cabinets. And yeah, cool. Okay, so here one thing is just clamped there. Everything else is just friction fit. That's roughly where the cupboards are going to go. Yeah, so I've got a few more pieces out there on my workbench out in the sunshine. So I'm going to go and assemble this piece now, bring it back in, dry fit it, and then custom fit the other pieces here. I think I might have to break up my Kregg pocket hole jig and do that because face framing is getting a little difficult with this 1x stuff, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I got the face frame for the kitchen cupboards. I'm going to grab my router now and route these edges so it's a little smoother. Then get at the back part. Okay, so I've got the back brace put in here for the countertop, and I'm trying to connect it here to the front face of the cabinets. So if you see there, I've got my Kregg Jig and just drilling a hole. I actually did one back here, and it makes it nice and tidy, nice and neat.
Yes, indeed.
So the end of day 21. I think it's pretty productive. I got the last row put on there, and I also put in that wall there and the box for the kitchen cabinet. This was pretty much this was like a piece by piece sort of thing, so it took a while to do that. That's all secure, and I ripped a little bit of lumber, that sort of thing. Okay, so getting pretty close to having all the framing done. Still a little bit more left to do. But this is the end of day 21. The sun came out. It's kind of hot here now. So I'm going to finish cleaning up the garage, shut her down, and that's it for the day. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.